Hello and welcome to this brief introduction and overview of the characters in An Inspector Calls. And the first two characters we're going to be looking at are Arthur and Sybil Birling, the parents of the Birling family. Now, Priestley presents these two characters very much the bourgeoisie, capitalist, upper class attitudes of the period of 1912 when the play is set. So firstly, we're going to be looking at Mr. Arthur Birling. So let's take a look at the question first. So how does Priestley present the character of Mr. Birling in An Inspector Calls? A very general question, but a question that we can highlight and focus and understand what the examiner wants us to do. So when we look at how and present it, really one of the main assessment objectives would be AO2, looking at the methods and in particular language, saying how does he write it. So we're going to be looking at three aspects. Firstly, how Priestley presents Birling in the opening of the play and even before the play begins, in the stage directions and in the opening of the play in Birling's speeches to the younger gentlemen of Gerald and Eric. Then we're going to be looking at how Priestley presents Birling as the play progresses in terms of themes, and how does the character match to themes? How are themes shown through this character? What are the messages? How does the context tie into this? And how can we develop a good response to this question? So let's focus now on the character of Mr. Arthur Birling. So now we've looked at the opening and the stage directions and the speeches. Now, as we know, the doorbell has cut through his speech as he's lecturing the boys. And now the inspector has arrived, everybody's together. And now the inspector focuses in, firstly, on Mr. Birling. So let's take a look now on how he does this. So the inspector wants Mr. Birling to take responsibility for his part in Eva Smith's downfall. But again, he just will not do this. And this shows how Priestley presents the older generation as not willing to take on the socialist ideas and be able to change and willing to change. Whereas the younger generations are presented very much to be open to change. So let's take a look at now how Priestley presents Arthur Birling in Act 2 and 3. So that concludes our presentation on Mr. Arthur Birling. For a more in-depth analysis on any characters and themes and questions, please visit the website. And join us next time when we will be looking at the character of Mrs. Sybil Birling. See you next time.